Hey, it's Mike. I'm back and I'm just going to do some vinyl finds today. I've got a kind of a backlog going here, and I just picked some random ones out of my stack, and I'll do some more in a week and some more again a week later, but I don't have any contests or threads or whatever to do today that I feel like doing. So we're going to do some vinyl finds. So let's get started. First thing I got right here, this is Love and Rocket's first album, Seventh Dream of Teenage Heaven, and I have the original of this on Beggar's Banquet, and I have a repress, Kevin Gray remastered Drastic Plastic version on blue vinyl. And then I saw this one, I thought, oh yeah, I used to have this back in the day. This is a US press on RCA Records, and the thing about this is different. It's got the same artwork for the most part. It looks pretty much the same. They've added this black ring around the logo, which is kind of weird, but that's a dead giveaway that it's not the original pressing. And also it's got some different songs on it. So on side A, they've added God and Mr. Smith, the first song they've added there. And that's the B-side from the single. I guess I should show, I have visual aids here. I should be showing these. God and Mr. Smith comes as the B-side from If There's a Heaven Above, so they've added that. They've also added Inside the Outside, which is the B-side for the Ball and Confusion single. So they've added those two songs at the beginning of side A and side B on this USA version. And then they moved, If There's a Heaven Above, they moved to the fifth song on the first side. So instead of having 7 songs, this version here has 9 songs. Other than that, it's pretty much an identical, reproduction of the original. But anyway, I just thought I'd go ahead and grab this on just a copy of the US version, since I have the US and original versions of the other the first 3 albums anyway. And the RCA label looks like so. It's got the red. There we go. It's got the red label there. So just something different, a variant. I don't do that with a lot of bands, but Love and Rockets, Bauhaus, Tones on Tail, they're kind of like one of my main bands, so I do tend to get the variants. This is the original. What the original looks like, it lacks that black band around the logo. This is the originals on Beggar's Banquet that I bought back in high school when it came out, and that's what that label looks like. And then the Drastic Plastic that I mentioned, the Kevin Gray remaster, nice shiny glossy cover here, and it comes on the blue vinyl. So anyway, Seventh Dream of Teenage Heaven, Love and Rockets. I've got the US press now. That came out in '88, and the original came out in '85. So 3 years later, they put out the US pressing. This next one, this is a reissue of an album. Well, the album I got when it came out, I didn't buy it on vinyl. I bought it on CD. And that's Susie's solo album, Manta Ray. So much glare. This came out in 2007, and then the reissue just came out this past month. So that's what the cover looked like on the CD, and then when they re-released it, they've got this new artwork. Basically what they did was they took the Manta Ray logo and then they kind of let it bleed down the front, so that's what that design is based on. So yeah, what can I talk about this? It's a great album. It's just her and some other musicians that she worked with, not the Banshees. This vinyl reissue came with a print of the original artwork that you saw there on the CD, and then on the inside just some liner notes on the back side. It's just a cardboard inner insert, I guess, and then a paper inner sleeve that just has the design. Not really much to it, no lyrics or anything. And then the vinyl comes on with this red label. I got the black vinyl. It came out in red vinyl as well, and it's funny, I just wasn't paying attention, and I thought I had ordered the red vinyl, but I got the black vinyl, and I went back and double checked, and I did indeed order the black vinyl. So That's fine. I don't really care about the color variant. There's another color variant called the Butterfly Edition, and it's very limited, very expensive, and just not a lot of pressings of that. And it's kind of this splatter that kind of goes out in a radiant kind of thing. It's really nice colors taken from the artwork, but I'm not going to spend $100 or $150 for that. I'm happy with the black. So as far as that album goes, let's see. My favorites on this album, Into a Swan, About to Happen, and definitely Sea of Tranquility. I absolutely love that. I could listen to that song over and over and over. Really cool solo album from Susie, 2007 originally, and it's just been released as a reissue, so go out and grab it before it's gone. Really cheap price or whatever, I guess, for the red or the black, but the Butterfly, like I said, is limited, so that's going to cost you more. Yeah. Anyway, next one. I showed this on my last one, like top 10 albums that I play all the time, and that's this Bow Wow Wow I Want Candy compilation. It's got a bunch of EPs and singles kind of grouped together and thrown out there for the United States audience. And it came out on Music on Vinyl recently. They've released this one and the other two the actual albums that they've released, and See Jungle, the first one, and then I can't even Toughest. I forget the name of that damn album, but anyway, the album that came out, their last album anyway. All of that came out on Music on Vinyl and colored vinyl variants, whatever. This one came in pink. I don't think I ever just properly showed this reissue, so I'm showing it now. And it comes with like an insert. Not an inner sleeve per se, but an insert, and it's based on the original artwork that came with the album. So I went back and looked because I have the original. I went back and looked to see, and sure enough, it's exactly like the original artwork that came with it. And here's my original. I got the original with the hype sticker that says the new single "Baby Oh No." I remember when that came out, and pretty awesome. 82 was the original, and then this reissue is 2023. Next thing, I'm kind of filling out my collection of Goldfrapp albums, so I needed to get this one and one other. This is called Head First. It's their 5th studio album, and it's pretty good. It's all right. It's not one of my favorites by any stretch, but it's really good music. I mean, it's Alison Goldfrapp, so it tends to lean more towards the sound of the Supernature, their 3rd album. Very kind of pop, electronic pop, disco, kind of like, I don't know, ABBA, Olivia Newton-John, that kind of soft, electronic kind of 80s sound. But it's really cool. I dig it. And it was on Amazon for $14. So brand new copy. And colored vinyl. So I thought $14, that's the right price for me. I see this in the record stores for like $30, $35. So there's Will Gregory there looking pretty dapper. And then, so it came with lyrics and then pink vinyl. So there you go. Goldfrapp, Head First. Happy to have it. This next one, this is a really cool, way back when this came out, I remember I was in Atlanta going to see Ween in concert, and we stopped by a record store, local college type record store, and they had this album, and I didn't grab it. I wish I had, but I didn't. I only had money for like one thing, and I got something different. And I'd always regretted not getting it. Well, I finally found it on CD, this version, and it's the Throwing Muses Red Heaven. And this is the 4AD version, and it's got a bonus CD. So it's got the studio album, and then the bonus CD is Kristen Hirsch doing a live set, a solo concert at Maxwell's in Hoboken, New Jersey. and she does like all kind of acoustic versions of Throwing Muses songs. So I really wanted to have that second CD as well. So I found this, and I've had this forever, pretty much since the album came out. I saw them in concert on this tour too. The only time I ever saw the Throwing Muses was on this tour. Anyway, finally found, and I've been looking and looking and looking, I finally found the vinyl version of this, Red Heaven, and it has the bonus record with it. So this is a limited edition 4AD pressing of this, and I'll show you the inner sleeve. Well, it's got this kind of gold inner sleeve. It's got fingerprints all over because the dude, whoever had it before, just got his fingers all over it. The inner sleeve for the Red Heaven album's got the lyrics there, and then this photograph art stuff there, liner notes. And then, so it's got the actual Red Heaven vinyl thing on black vinyl there, 4AD Records. And then this is the Live at Maxwell's. I don't know if you can see that through here. Maybe if I pull it out and not touch the vinyl, that would be awesome. So that's what that looks like, the bonus CD, or the bonus LP. And I don't know if I've got a listing that I can read off some of the songs that they play on here. So they play like Juno, or she plays Juno, Marriage Tree, I don't know, Mexican Women, Run Letter, Soap and Water, Rabbits Dying, Cry Baby Cry, Counting Backwards. Awesome. Just a whole bunch of Delicate Cutters. Just a whole bunch of Throwing Muses songs that she does acoustic. So pretty awesome. It's kind of a Grail-ish kind of, but not really super crazy Grail, but definitely an awesome thing to have, especially to get that bonus disc. Pretty sweet. Throwing Muses, Red Heaven. So this is after Tanya Donnelly left the band. It actually features Leslie Langston on bass, and she was the original bassist for Throwing Muses. She left after Hunk Papa, I think. And then she didn't play on Real Ramona, and then she came back and played on this, so that's pretty cool. And then she left again. And then I think that's it. I've got notes here. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say about that one. Next one, Dead Can Dance has reissued Into the Labyrinth. They've got this out now with this alternate cover, and then they also have it with the hands on the cover, and I wish I would have grabbed the one with the hands, and I didn't realize that they re-released both versions. I thought that they just re-released it with this alternative cover, but anyway, I grabbed it because I thought that I was never going to see it again, so I went in and grabbed it. It was a nice price. So this is their second to last, well, I don't know, second to last album before they broke up, and then they came back later and did some more stuff. But to me, it seems like their second to last album, even though it's really not. It's, I guess, their fourth to last album. So, and they're officially done, apparently. Lisa has announced that Dead Can Dance is no more, and they're not going to tour. They had so many tour dates scheduled, and they canceled like so many tours in the past few years, and apparently they're done. They're not going to reschedule. They're not going to get back out on the road. So I had a chance to go see them, had my tickets, it got canceled, and never got to see them. So anyway, I don't really know this music on this album that well. I've heard it like maybe a couple of times, but I need to really spend some more time listening to this album. I really mostly listen to their first 4 albums. So I'm looking forward to getting into this and listening to it on vinyl, and I'm glad I found it. 4AD Records, this reissue, and it's a 2 vinyl record set there. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Dead Can Dance. Next one. This one is the completest in me trying to fill out my Killing Joke collection. I think this is, by most accounts, most people's opinions, this is their worst album. But it's still Killing Joke, and I love the band, and I picked up this copy dirt cheap, and it's an original on EG Records. It's Jordy and Jazz kind of going out on their own, kind of considered like a solo album for Jazz. This came out after the Brilliant Sons, whatever that album is. I can't, my brain, if I don't have it written down right now, my brain is mush. The Heat. But anyway, this came out after that, Brighter Than a Thousand Suns. This came out after that, and the band kind of broke up. Like, they kicked Paul Ferguson, the drummer, out of the band because they said Jazz felt that he wasn't a good enough drummer to play the complex drum parts for these songs, whatever. So they kind of sent him on his way. Raven, the bassist, he did play on this album, but he was so unhappy with how it turned out that he asked them to take his name off the credits, so he's not credited on this. They brought in some studio musicians to finish the recordings and stuff and dub some stuff in. But anyway, it's kind of a weird, it doesn't really sound like Killing Joke very much. It's almost got like no guitar in it. It's all like keyboards and jazz singing, but whatever, it's Killing Joke. I'm glad I have it. It's really cool to have. And I've only got 2 more Killing Joke albums to get before I've got all other studio albums. So, but those 2 albums that I'm needing are very expensive, and I'm hoping for reissues like what they did with Hosannas from the Basements of Hell. That was really out of the blue that they reissued that, and I hope they do the same with Democracy and 2012. Anyway, my last record here, I'm going to talk about Rush. This is a show of hands. This is their 3rd official live album, double album. So what Rush did is they would put out 4 studio albums, and then they would do a live album release, and it would encompass music from those previous 4 albums. So All the World's a Stage was, encompassed their first 4 music from their first 4 albums. And then Exit Stage Left encompassed mostly songs from their previous 4 albums that led up to that album. And then they did a couple of older songs too and mixed in there, like Beneath, Between, and Behind. But for the most part, it was music from Farewell to Kings up to Moving Pictures. And then this one is the 3rd one in that kind of order or whatever that they do. And this conceivably should be music from Signals, Grace Under Pressure, Power Windows, and Hold Your Fire. Those are the 4 albums that came out after Exit Stage Left. But, and I didn't really pay attention. I've had this digitally for the longest time, and I never owned like a physical copy. But I never noticed that they only have 1 song on here from Signals, which is insane because out of all those 4 albums that this is supposed to pull from, Signals is by far the best of the 4. And they only include 1 song, and then most of it's filled out with songs from Power Windows and Hold Your Fire, which are, that's kind of when I lost, I just kind of lost interest in Rush when they put out Power Windows. I really don't like that album. I really don't like a lot of their stuff after that. For a while there, it just didn't do anything for me. I like their late 70s, early 80s stuff. But anywho, my opinion aside, I'm really happy to have this. It's really cool just to have live Rush albums because really, if you ask me, the best way to listen to Rush is listen to their live performances and watch their live DVDs. I do have the DVD of this as well. The thing is, the DVD has different songs than this one. And oddly enough, the DVD does not have anything from Signals at all. Not a single song from Signals, and this one only has 1, so that's insane to me. Oh! Sorry about that, knocked that over. Anywho, so, yeah, so this is the recent 200 audiophile, 200 gram vinyl release of this, and finally picked up a copy. So I just need to get, Different Stages is their 4th one in the series, and then Rush in Rio, and then the one for Moving Pictures Tour, Clockwork Angels Tour, the R30 Tour, the R40 Tour. There's a bunch of live albums that I would like to get on vinyl at some point. But anyway, I'm really happy to have this. And I think that's it for my vinyl finds today. I think I've talked enough, and I appreciate y'all watching. Behind me, I just put up some like 80s stuff, like in order, like the first 3 albums, or just 3 albums in succession. is basically what that is behind me. And I'll eventually talk about, I just got Prince Charming recently, so I'll talk about that in probably my next video. And there's Arena Live, Duran Duran Live, which is pretty cool. So I'll probably talk about those two in a future video. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.